Good morning. I'm glad the sound's working. I forgot to test it
Oh yeah,
before. This is Monday, boy, and so we had it was a busy week.
was a very busy week.
Had the Men of Honor Men's Conference
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday, and then good morning Bethany, good morning Jenny, and then day before yesterday,
Saturday.
on Saturday we had our big harvest festival. That was a lot of fun. Tons of people.
Mhm.
So we did. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. It's called Nine Square in the Air. Now, back in my day, we would play four square. So you would hit it and, to the
Yeah.
people. Well, this is like four square, except that it's in the air and you play it like volleyball and you have nine squares, not four.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So that was first time we've used that one.
Teenagers really like that game.
Well, so the cool thing about it, so nine people can play at the same time.
Mhm.
Then if you have more than nine, then they just wait outside. When someone gets out, then everybody kind of moves up one. You
And it's
rotate.
very fast.
Yeah, and so even if you have a lot of people playing, you're going to be playing a lot.
Yeah.
But we didn't often have more than nine people, so if you got out, you just had to like move to another square. You're still playing, so it was a lot of fun. But I had we need to find out some way to count, but 300 or 400, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a lot of people this year.
From all over.
Mhm.
But that's why we are all tired. Um, yeah.
Yep.
Good service yesterday.
Mhm.
A couple of families joined. That was neat.
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah. And today's the last day of October.
It is.
November starts tomorrow.
Thanksgiving happens next week.
Yeah. Thanksgiving's next week. They're all going. What?
That's well. It's our family joke.
Yeah. Christmas is a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah.
Um,
We are doing our Thanksgiving baskets November 17th,
yeah.
the Thursday.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yep. So we're gonna start tomorrow. We'll put out what we need for the baskets
Okay.
if anyone wants to help.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. And then we can come and help hand them out too. That's always kind of
Yeah.
neat. Getting
I
to
like that.
visit with people in the
Mhm.
community. Um, so time change is this coming. Do it Saturday before you go to bed.
Yep.
And
Although we have phones now, so
yeah, but I mean,
for
like,
you.
but so the microwave doesn't change and the stove clock doesn't change. And then we have one on the wall. We have an old timey one.
Yeah, the one that you wind up.
No, you don't wind it up, but you have to change it.
You do have that clock though. You do have that wind up clock.
I do.
Yeah, you
Where?
guys do have it.
Oh, that one. Gosh,
Yeah.
that hasn't worked in forever.
I know.
I didn't
But you
strap
still have
everything
it.
down because we were just moving around the corner and it was enough to mess it up. So, yes, we have an old wind up chime clock.
Made a nice noise
Yeah,
when it worked.
it was kind of cool. Um, anyhow, I'm sure we could pay $3,000 for somebody to
Yeah.
fix it so we could have chimes again. But um, so the hard thing about time change. Let me ask you guys. So here's a question for y'all. Um, two questions.
Okay.
When do you change your time? Do you change it before you go to bed?
Mhm.
And when you change it, do you go ahead and stay up an extra hour or do you actually go to bed after you change it? Because like I usually go to bed at 10. So if I wait till 10, I'll turn it back to 9 and I go to bed because I want to sleep. But do you guys actually go to sleep or do you change it earlier in the day and then go to bed at the new time? So when do you change it and do you stay awake an extra hour or do you actually go to sleep and get the extra hour sleep? So what do you do?
Well, I don't change it because we don't have the time on our microwave because our microwave is super finicky, so the breaker goes out a lot.
Bethany changes it the next day. Oh, because you probably like wake up with your phone like most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do, Jose. The other clocks I change before we go to bed, but then that really messes with my mind.
So then you just go to bed.
Depending on, I do, yes. So
we don't really have anything to change because we have our phones, and then our main clock is our temperature, which is the atomic clock anyway. So Sometimes it changes the right way. Sometimes it just does
So
its own weird thing.
so you just go to bed at
Our normal time.
normal time, and then it changes. You get an extra hour sleep.
Right.
Okay. Change it before you go to bed, and go to bed right then. Yeah. Um, I'm amazed that we still have to change our clocks for two reasons. One, that that's like still a thing,
Yeah.
and second, that they don't all automatically change.
Well, like at the church, definitely we have to change it
Oh
the
my
next
goodness,
day
there's
because
1,000 little
there's
clocks.
tons, like
Now the one that
tons
we
of clocks.
the one that we have in a sanctuary for me, and people may not even know that that one's there. We have a decent sized clock in the back, so that while I'm preaching, I can always be aware of the time. That one is an atomic clock,
Yeah.
so we just have to make sure that the battery's good in that one. But that one changes by itself. Um, yeah, but then, goodness, I mean, almost every room in a church has a clock, it seems. So
Yeah.
so I have to go around changing those.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Takes us a good full week to like change.
Well, because you think you got them on, and you walk into a room and you're like, oh yeah, we didn't change the time on that one.
Yeah.
And some of them, that's when we realized like the battery died, so we
then you
got to
gotta
change the
the
batteries.
battery.
Yeah. So man, I don't know. Even though you change it backwards and you're supposed to get an extra hour of sleep, I'm
Just
still it
really-
messes with me. I'm still tired. So is that way with you guys too? Like even when you get an extra hour sleep, are you still tired? Does it mess with your sleep at all?
I think what messes with me the most is when the time changes and then people are all like, well, you know, technically,
It's really 6 o'clock.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, but like this is a whole time change. Like we gotta go.
So it's actually a clock that receives a radio signal from the atomic clock in Denver. So yeah.
But it still does whatever it wants. Ours, like the other day, we were like, I looked at it and I said, wait, it's not December, it's October. Like, why is it? It just like changes random
Oh.
stuff sometimes, but it fixed itself. But
We have one it's called a smart clock, and so you just plug it in the wall and it sets the time. You just have to change the zone. But you know they started changing when we change our clocks.
yeah,
And so it wigs out, like it'll change a week early. It hasn't changed yet. It changes a week early, so I have to change it back until it's time,
and then change it back.
and then I change it back when it changes,
That just sounds
and then
like
a week
so
after
much
that it'll
work.
change again. So I've been.
I would just leave it.
Yeah, I've been late.
I'd let it figure out itself.
Yeah, well, but I roll over at night. The only reason I have a clock besides my phone is I wake up a lot at night. I've got messed up shoulder, so it wakes me up, and I wake up and I just roll over and look, and I can see the time.
That's why I have a watch.
Well, I don't wear my watch while I sleep.
I do.
When do you charge it?
In the morning when I get ready.
Okay.
It only takes like an hour to fully
Oh,
charge.
really? Okay.
But that way
Yeah.
I can track my sleep.
Oh, I did that because I think it was at the retreat here. So I didn't bring my charger and left it in and found out that I actually wake up a lot at
Yeah.
night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not very encouraging.
Nope.
So do you guys have trouble changing? Does it feel like you get like a mild jet lag for a week, even though you're supposed to gain an hour of sleep? Does that happen to y'all?
I feel like it messes up the animals more than it messes up us.
So you can't tell. They have two cats,
Yeah.
Shadow and Timon.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell them, oh, okay, we get an extra hour sleep. You don't have to wake
No.
up.
So on the weekend, Shadow, she's my alarm clock in the mornings. So her internal alarm clock is 4 a.m. every single day. So even on the weekends,
Mm-hmm.
she'll just come up and just start kneading on my shoulder, like, okay, it's time to get up.
Oh.
So I'm a light sleeper, so that definitely wakes me up.
Well, Woody's the one that wakes us up, and he's only 2, but I don't know. We'll see this time if he.
As long as it's still dark, I feel like Woody should be okay.
Arizona doesn't do it. For a while, Indiana wasn't doing it.
I think at this point I'd be okay with if we didn't do it either.
it just, man, I tell you, it messes with me. Even though, I mean, it should be in a good way. Um, I feel like I've got like mild jet lag, and
Mhm.
I mean, I'm tired all the time anyways, but it only makes it worse.
Yeah.
Um, and then let's see if that part messes with people. Then I have another question for you. Um, um, if another thing messes with you too, because I don't like the time change. I wish you. I'd like to at least try it for a couple of years where we don't change it and see if that makes it any better. And I
Yeah.
get the whole kids, end up going to school in the dark and stuff like that. But um,
I just remember as kids, like Hope and I used to complain to you guys in the summer, or like in the spring, like when the spring's forward,
mhm.
that it's still light. I don't have to go to
Yeah,
bed.
we yeah trying to convince the girls because it's light until nearly 9 in the summer.
Yep.
Um, but it's still daytime. Why do I have to go to bed? Because we put them to bed early when they were young, 7:30,
Yep.
8 o'clock, 8 o'clock maybe by the time you
If
got
you were
there.
in trouble, it was 7 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's still light. It's
Yeah.
not night time yet.
Hope was hard
That
though.
was hard. Yeah, it was hard to convince you guys.
Yeah, but then it was harder to get us up in the winter because it's cold and dark, and
Hmm.
then like if your room was nice and cozy, you didn't want to get up and
So, Cynthia's parents, the girls' grandparents, lived in Anchorage for a few years, and man, I can't imagine. We were there in the
I never
summer. We
want to
went in
get up.
July, and I mean, it didn't get dark until probably like 2 in the morning, and it was already light by 5, maybe. Um,
Mm-mm.
so I only saw it dark one time the 2 weeks we were there because I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I like looked out because they have the blackout window, the curtains.
Yeah.
Open the curtains, I'm like, ooh, it's actually dark. Um, in Anchorage on the base at least, the kids would stay outside. They'd be outside playing at 11 o'clock at night. And one time we were sitting around talking because it's light like it is right now at 11, and we heard it was 10 o'clock at night and the ice cream truck was coming through the neighborhood.
Did
So I
you
guess
guys go get ice cream?
we did not.
You should have.
Yeah,
That would have been definitely a cool story to tell. If
yeah.
you went at 10 o'clock at night to go get ice cream.
It's the truck that drives around playing Pop Goes the Weasel. Um, we're like,
Hope has
what?
never experienced that, but I remember as a kid
Hmm.
during the summer, like that was like
Oh
the
man.
thing.
Oh yeah.
You could hear it like 4 or 5 blocks over, and
Yep.
you already like got your money
Uh-huh.
ready, waiting outside.
Yep.
Sometimes it would skip our house, but you had to go over to the next street over.
And you get that orange sherbet in what I didn't think about it as a kid, but what looks like a toilet paper roll, the
Yeah,
push-ups.
the push-ups.
Um,
I always used to get like the SpongeBob, but as a kid I thought it was the coolest
yeah.
thing. But now when you look at them, they're all weird and deformed.
The ones I like the most are the Nutty Buddy ones. It's the like the vanilla ice cream in a cone, and it's got
Mm-hmm.
chocolate and the nuts on top.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So you probably should go ahead and ask your other question.
All right, so here's my other question. Here's the other thing that messes me up with a time change is here, it wasn't that way in Texas. I don't remember it being that way in Texas, but here, by the time you get close to Christmas, it's like dark at 5.
Yeah.
And oh, Bethany, yeah, the orange push-ups in the toilet paper rolls.
They don't have them
That's
even
what
at
they look
Walmart
like.
anymore.
I think they have them.
Okay, I remember the
also,
Flintstone ones that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the multicolored. So does that mess with you guys? So here's what happens to me. It's dark at 5,
Right.
and I feel, I mean, I can't tell you in the winter how many times I'm like, it's gotta be like 9 o'clock. I'm ready to go to bed. I look over and it's 7 because it's already been dark for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so I either start going to bed at some ridiculously early time, or I just feel like I'm struggling to make myself stay. To me, 10 to 5, that's a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
But struggle to make myself stay awake until 10. So does that happen with you guys, or is that just a me thing? Once it gets dark, I feel like it's time to start getting ready for bed.
Mm-hmm. I think it's harder too, like when we as a church like have stuff at night.
Mhm.
because then if we get to the church like in the afternoon or whatever, and then like if you do a Bible study or whatever, and then like once you are done, it's like pitch black.
Yeah. And so that'll happen. We have our community group. I think we're gonna try to do it this Sunday.
Okay.
So that means it'll be dark when we get here,
Mhm.
or ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The official sunset right now is 6:20, so it'll be 5:20.
Yeah.
Um, how do I know those kind of things? I'm just
But
weird.
also, I feel like in Cloudcroft too, depending upon like where you are, because like in our valley, the sun goes down like at
3.
4:30.
Yeah.
So like once it hits like the trees, like it's dark.
Yeah.
Like it's
Depending on
blank.
where the ridge is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Bethany, that was the funny thing when we were in Anchorage, because like people are awake at midnight. I mean, they're sitting out in their yard playing at midnight. So I would ask everybody, because I get in a conversation with when we were in Alaska. So, well, when do you guys sleep? And to a person, no matter where we were, from Fairbanks, Denali, Anchorage, didn't matter. They all said exactly the same thing. I said, well, then when do you guys sleep? And they all said, in the winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to bed early, cold and dark, and
Mhm.
I know, but guys, didn't you feel like you just what like we don't have too many evenings where we're at home with nothing to do, but I feel like I just wasted a night at home
Yeah.
by going to bed early.
The hardest one would be kids club because it ends at 5:30.
It'll be dark.
Yeah. I just
don't-
thought about that.
Man.
That'll be hard.
Dark when kids leave. We might need to get some lights out in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, how long have you been here, Jose? I thought you'd been here a while. Um, you mean the weather's different in Florida than in Alamogordo? I know the mosquitoes are bigger in Florida. Florida and Alaska, they tease a lot of times that the mosquito is the state bird.
That's
Um,
pretty funny.
3 years. Oh, I think if you're not used to it now, you're just not going to get used to it.
Yeah.
I've been here 19 years. I'm not used to the altitude yet.
Sometimes it does.
I'm
get
fine
you.
until I start doing something.
Yeah.
And then, anyways. So yeah, lots happening and going on. Time change is huge. Boy, that's going to really kind of mess with us. Do you know? Well, I would say we don't have mosquitoes here. In the 19 years I've been here, like maybe 7 I've seen.
There's a lot more this year than I've seen in a while.
Yeah, we had a pretty wet summer. Almost said winter.
Yeah.
Someone said we're gonna have a wet winter. We'll find out.
Well, we've already had 2 snows,
Yeah, it's not the earliest snow. The earliest snow
No.
I remember was like around October 4th one year. We got about 4 inches. It was on a Wednesday and the power went out. And
Yeah.
that's when I realized there was no emergency lighting in the church. So,
That's a great way to find out.
yeah, I mean, that was when we had nursery. We had like kids in the nursery all the way through like adult classes all at the same time, which is crazy. We don't have enough room for that now. But
yeah.
And I'm like, everybody, I'm yelling in the church, everybody stay where you're at. We'll go find some flashlights. Now we have emergency lighting around.
Oh yeah.
So,
everywhere.
Yeah. Just got to be careful because the emergency lighting is the one you can take out of the plug. So, like, occasionally I have to go, where's that one at? So, yeah. Thanksgiving. I'm excited about Thanksgiving. We're going to go visit. We're going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. Not you guys.
Nope.
We're
staying here.
Gonna ditch out here. At least we're not ditching Hope again. Poor kid.
That was so funny though. Sorry, Hope.
We told last year, Hope, we're gonna go to San Francisco for Thanksgiving. Oh, really? When do we leave? No, honey, just me and your mom.
I think the best way was how Mom told her was over lunch. It's great.
Just me and your mom.
Everyone knew but Hope at the time.
Yeah. So we'll do that this year. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. I feel like Thanksgiving for our families are just a little bit different. We just kind of don't have a set tradition for Thanksgiving anymore.
No, you know what we used to do? We used to go to the Golden Corral. And we do that with like our small group and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Golden Crown, if you want turkey and dressing, you get turkey and dressing.
But then
If you want
other
shrimp and
stuff,
steak, you can get shrimp and steak.
which Denny's and IHOP kind of do that. So they have like the traditional Thanksgiving meal, but
Mhm.
then you can just order whatever you want.
Do you remember that one? Was it Christmas? We went to Denny's and Hope
Yeah.
got the fish and it was still frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the old Denny's. The new
The new
Denny's is a
one's
little bit better.
better, is what I've heard. We'll find out.
So, well, anyway, not much. We're not doing new tech stuff. We're still trying to get all that worked out.
Yeah.
Although I did find something interesting. Well, you guys won't care. We have two apps. So one of them is our Church Center app, which is what we call our church app. That's where you can get everything, calendar and all that other stuff. The small groups, you can register for events and stuff like that on there. But then we have one for the volunteer side, and it's called Services. Um, and and so I was responding to. I got put on a deal, so I was accepting a deal on Services, and now they've gotten it to where Services takes you to the church app. So it's funny.
Oh, that is actually pretty funny.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens if you don't have the church app. And anyhow.
I don't know. We have to find out.
Well, good to have you guys. Thanks for hopping in with us on a Monday morning. Gosh, I don't know. There's a whole lot going on, but we'll try to make you aware. We need to do a better job of that on Facebook, I think. I need to create a Facebook event. The next big thing, well, I can't say that. Never mind.
There's one of our pages that I put an event for. I think we're talking about the same thing.
For the vision night?
Yes.
Yeah. So you did that on Facebook?
I did it on one of the pages because I couldn't figure out how to do it on the other page.
Okay. Yeah, but before then we've got
we got a lot.
Yeah. So here's a quick rundown of stuff coming up. So the Thanksgiving baskets we're doing November 17th. Then on December the 11th, we're doing our vision
But
night.
even before then, December 4th, we have our gingerbread bash.
The gingerbread bash. That's on a Sunday night.
Yes.
Christmas camp is the following Friday. And that's for kids. And then December the 11th is the vision night, our annual meeting where we vote on budget and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Share with you about next year.
And then the other Sunday.
The 18th.
Yep.
Is FBC's got variety. I'm excited about that one. That one's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Yeah. Angela's gonna do a song.
I know.
And not just any song. And I'm sorry, we can't stream that because
it's really hard.
Well, just the logistics of streaming, we can swing. It just takes.
But Facebook doesn't like it.
Takes like 5 people, yeah. But Facebook and even YouTube,
yeah,
will nix it because there's so much copyright stuff that we do.
Yep.
Yeah, we found out that even like during the melodrama, they cut the melodrama short for a 2-minute thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have Christmas Eve service.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, because the 18th. Yeah, Christmas Eve on Saturday, Christmas Day's on Sunday this year.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's
and
not
then it's
really...
next year. So see, we're already into 2023.
Yeah, which will be cool this year for Christmas Day. So that way, it's not like a separate Christmas Day.
Last year, it was hard for the worship team because we had 3 services in a row. So yeah, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was Thursday. No, Christmas Eve was Friday. Christmas was Saturday, and then the day after was Sunday, so our regular Sunday service.
Right.
That was a killer for the worship team.
Yeah.
Like 3 days in a row.
Which it'll actually be nice this year.
Yeah.
Because then we can do Saturday. It'll be Saturday and Sunday.
So, yeah. So then the next year it'll be, well, anyhow.
Yeah.
2024 is leap year. So then it skips the Christmas will be like on a Wednesday or something that year. Anyhow, thank you guys for hopping in. Let me pray for you, send you off into your week. And then Wednesday, I don't think Jim and Beverly are back yet. So
it'll be me.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about the message, the cost. Heading into Christmas, everybody's thinking about the cost of everything.
I know.
Got like 4 bags of groceries for $200 yesterday.
I'm pretty sure, my mom's the only one that has it all. done.
You know, she's pretty much finished.
Yeah.
um,
We're all starting. But
I
she's
know.
already
Yeah,
done.
yeah. I'll be starting soon. Thank God for Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. Cyber
Well,
Monday.
let me pray for you guys. Lord, thank you for your love for us. Thank you for the fun that we can have serving you and just hanging out with one another in fellowship. I pray, God, that as we go through this week, Lord, that you would use us in ways that bring you honor and glory and bring people to faith in Christ. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for hopping on, guys, and we will see you on
Wednesday.
Yeah, I almost said on Monday. Yeah, I don't know what day it is
Wow.
anymore. Who knows? See you guys.